What's happening, guys? Today's another day on the channel and we're back with some more Miata stuff. I don't even think we ever stopped doing Miata stuff, but more Miata stuff here. So today what we're going to do is we're going to install the cover that I was going to make for right here. That's right here, got that. So we're going to put that on. We're going to take the timing off and we're going to put our spring in because we actually need that. And then the other thing that we're going to do is we got this cam gear right here for the 1.6. We're going to put this cam gear on it so that I can adjust the intake a little bit so that I can get a little bit more power out of it if I possibly can. We're also going to install the roll bar again because sadly the 180 is not going to make it to OSW on the 19th. So I had a bunch of parts ordered. A couple of things are on back order. My oil pump's on back order. My sprocket for the timing is on back order. What else? The head gasket's kind of on back order too. So we are going to get this thing fully functional so that we can bring this to OSW. Really dial in the suspension. It's pretty dialed in right now, but get it a little bit more dialed in. I got to find some offset wheels for the front here with some decent tires so that I can put all the daisies on the back and just burn them all off, because surprisingly this thing makes a decent amount of power, and I think that I'll go through at least 4 daisies in one day. So I should put those onto the back. And my friend Jeff, which I've talked about a couple times, we're going to get this roll bar to be more functional. We're going to put the pieces that go into the trunk later on, but we're going to get it all mounted up so that Jeff can see what we really actually need to do. So we're probably going to put a bar from the mounting point for the seatbelt across, and then we're going to put the bars down into the trunk from there. So that's how that's going to go. But we got some people here, Connor and Jordan. We're all pretty hungry, so we're going to go grab some food real quick, and then we're going to come back and we're going to start knocking some stuff out for the Miata here. So shouldn't be too much to do tonight, but there should be enough so that we can get a good video for you guys. And yeah, we're going to hold on to that, and we'll be right back after we all ate. Okay, so we're going to start off by trying to get this harness bar in once again. Should be pretty simple. I remember where everything is and how everything comes off. We're gonna have to trim the plastics right here, but luckily I have a whole nother set of plastics right there that are kind of broken and stuff, so we're gonna go ahead and use those ones for this whole setup here. So you got to cut like right in here and take that piece out, but let's go ahead, get at this. But before that, Connor, what'd you get here, dude?
Look at this. No more broken wood steering wheel. That's kind of sketchy.
So I had that Avenue Performance steering wheel from my BMW, and that thing is awesome. I have an Avenue Performance in the 180. I was gonna get one for the Miata, but I'm hoping that Avenue Performance will help me out here and work with me to get some sponsorships and maybe even work together with a brand or something like that. Maybe make our own. Parks Ave, who knows? Maybe. But this thing's gonna be sick for Connor. It sucks that it's not yellow though, dude.
Dude, I'm going for the McDonald's theme. I'm gonna have McDonald's sponsor me.
There you go. You got the red seat? You kind of got it going. Kind of got it going.
Ketchup, livery. Mustard, meal.
Right. The car used to be red too. That would have been awesome if you had it red, so that it would just be all red.
It might be red again. Who knows?
No, you're gonna go black.
Black.
So let's go ahead and start working on a Miata though right now. So the harness bar is all in this time. Nice and sturdy. It's got the mounts up here. Seat belts are back in. They still work right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the plastics to go around this again so that we can actually have those bad Larrys on there. And this is the part that's going to be tedious because I have to use my saw here and I have to cut these things to get it to work. So it looks like I'm going to have to cut about here down to here, and I'm going to have to cut the top off and cut the top off right there, and then get it to kind of slide over it like that, and then bolt it all back up, and it should work. It's got 2 mounts on this side, and then this side here kind of doesn't really have a mount, but if I wedge it underneath the harness bar here, or the tower bar, it should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and try to cut these things up to get it to work.
Wherever the direction the car is going.
What are you talking about?
360 cam on the car.
Oh, that would be sick.
That'd be sick.
So when we're doing tandems and I'm hitting your door?
Yeah.
Not actually hitting your door because I care about your car, not mine.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that either. That steering wheel looks mint, dude. Why didn't you put the BMW logo in it?
I had to make sure it was centered. I just centered it.
Oh, okay. But that looks sick. It's a lot better than that other wheel that you had in there.
And it's
So-
like the right depth and everything. So
Yeah.
like, if I'm just sitting here, like, I do a little bit of a lean to get my feet to reach.
Yeah.
This is.
Bent arms, nice fitment. What do you got?
You should get one of these.
That's sick too. I have one of those. It's just not that fancy. Yeah, mine does that too.
$15.
I think mine was $15, but mine is a lot smaller than that.
I'm also gonna get a GoPro
specifically
and like a roll bar mount and put it on the back of the roll bar for like an over the shoulder shot.
That'll be sick. So the harness bar is all in, guys. The side plastics are all in, bolted up. This side is a little bit not great because this is the one that I did first, but my seat sits all the way back. The passenger side is a little bit better, a lot less like roll bar showing right there. But now we can go on to trying to get the center console to start working there. How long do you think that's going to take me, since this took me like 15 minutes?
It's gonna be dark out.
It'll be dark out, you think?
Dark out, yeah.
Okay.
That's a little project.
Okay, so we're going to try to get that center console piece all in now and get that to be like flush fit like the 180 so that it can, I don't really have to bolt it in or anything like that. It's just going to kind of be in there. So let's go ahead and try to get that thing all situated. We're going to cut up our piece of plastic wherever the heck that thing went. Oh, it's right there. So we're going to try to get that thing that blends in with the seat into the center there so that it covers that all up. Okay, so in 2 seconds, this thing just comes off. So just unplug that. And there we go. Now that's all off. So let's go ahead and try to make this back plate now. Okay, so the center console didn't really take too long. Like I said, took me about not even 15 minutes to do this thing. Jordan was right. It is kind of dark outside though. So it's not super dark, but it's dark. So the center console's right here and our block off plate is right here. So it should go in there something like this. And you kind of just bolt it in like that. I drilled out 3 holes for it, so hopefully they all line up, kind of winged it. And then that's what it's gonna look like right there. So gotta bolt it up now and see what it looks like, and hopefully it is perfect. Kind of hope so, because don't really have any more material. So let's just hope that this thing goes together right. And look at that. Now all it needs is a couple of gauges and a hydro sticking out of this side. This thing is, man, I'm actually really happy with this one. The 180s one is a completely different thing. The 180s one is plexiglass, so later on, if I actually do want to continue with what I was doing with it, I just need to sand down one of the edges, and then I can get an LED strip, and it can shine through it, and it can change it any color that I want. So that would be pretty sick to do. But this one is just like black plastic, so we're just going to put some gauges in this thing, and it's going to look sick. I like how it looks. Goes with the rest of the car, black interior, black console, and everything. So let's go ahead and pop this thing in, and then we're going to start on our engine stuff now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pop the valve cover off. We're going to pop in our fancy cam gear here so we can adjust the intake timing. And then we're going to put on our spring tensioner that I didn't put on. No.
Marcus.
Do you know how it's held on right now?
How? Zip tie?
No.
No? Okay.
No. So I put red Loctite on the bolt that holds it in. And then I took the spring tensioner, and I used the pry bar and pulled it back. And it's tight.
I mean, this spring doesn't really do too much.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't do anything, so that's why, like, that belt is never going to come loose now.
It's like, just in case it does, the bolt loosens up and it loses tension, it's not just going to fling out.
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of tension on it now. So
fancy.
Yeah, you don't have one of those, do you? So we're going to put that on the intake side so we can advance it a little bit. But let's go ahead and take off the valve cover now. Okay, so now that we have the timing cover basically halfway off, I'm going to try to do this without taking the rest of the covers off because I don't want to take any of the belts off and start all that mess there. But the cam gear that I have doesn't have a timing mark for an E on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cam gear off. I'm going to put both the cam gears together, like on top of each other, and I'm going to mark the new one with a nice white mark on it and kind of like mark the whole thing to make sure that it's always marked for me. And then this one will be the E, this one will be the I, so that it's pretty easy to look at them. So let's go ahead and try to take this cam gear off and then put that spring tensioner down there without taking any of the other stuff off it now. So bad thing is you could let go of that too now. Should be able to. That we had to take off the water pump pulley and the alternator belt so that we could get this bottom cover off so that we could loosen the timing up a little bit. so that I could squeeze that cam gear out and that I could put the sensor in. So this is off here. The belt's just gonna flop down. There's the cover. Now we're able to see down here that we gotta put the spring on from there over to this, and then we can loosen this up a little bit right now, and then we can take this cam gear off. So the main thing right now is that the car is pretty much a top dead center, so we gotta make sure that it doesn't come off the top dead center. And we just gotta make sure that the belt doesn't get too loose so that it jumps or anything like that. So let's go ahead and try to loosen this stuff up now. Okay, so now Connor's cleaning off my valve cover gasket, RTV stuff there. And I took both cam gear bolts out because I wanted to see what was going on here. This one here, which is the intake, the side that we're gonna put this cam gear on, is actually the exhaust side. So this one is supposed to be on this side, and you're supposed to get another one for the intake. But like I said before, we're just gonna wing it with this thing, and we're gonna put this one on the intake side because I want more intake advance. And then we'll be able to, I'm gonna do what I said, and I'm gonna take this cam gear off, and we're gonna mark it on this cam gear and just do some funky stuff to get it to work. But it's gonna work, and it's gonna be awesome, and you guys are gonna love it, and this thing's gonna be amazing, and it's gonna be fast, and it's gonna be Connor.
Gonna beat me? Ah! Yeah.
You like that?
NA power, baby.
So
yeah, we'll see about
this. Let's put this cam gear bolt back on, and then we're gonna take this cam gear off. And this is already loose down there, so we're gonna have to put some tension back on that and slide this cam gear off and do some stuff. But yeah, we're gonna get it to work now. Okay, now since Jordan is holding this belt for me and I don't want to keep him waiting so long, this is how we did it. So we took this and we held it up to the light and we lined up those center marks like that right there. And then I marked the back cam gear, and then now I marked the front cam gear. Now we should be able to pop this thing back on, and we should just be able to put the bolt in and tighten everything up, and then it should be into the way it needs to be. And then this actually will work for the intake side a little bit better than I thought, because now the marks are on this side and it's going to be over there. So let's go ahead and get this stuff in. I don't want to do it on camera because I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so phone change once again because my phone died and I'm trash. Yeah, it's trash. So the cam is on, the cam gear is on. A thing that you should always check with your cam gears are the locking washers tightened down, and is there Loctite on your bolts? Because the last thing you want is your cam gear to come loose and then your cam advance all the way and then you blow your motor up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop each one of those out one by one, and we're gonna put blue Loctite on it, and I'm gonna tighten them all back down. Connor's putting the cover back on for me down there. You can put on the water pump pulley thing now with the belt. And I'm gonna start doing the cam gear itself. So let's go ahead and do all that kind of stuff now. Okay, so we're all back together here. And now what we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and try to start it up, and hopefully it's all right and nothing jumps and the car still runs exactly the same way that it did before. So let's go ahead, push in where the heck's our key? Where's our key? I need to get the key. Let's grab the key real quick. So, grab this, come back over to this thing, hop on in, roll bars in, looking nice. Okay, turn key, and running just the way it was. So, now that we have the adjustable cam gear, we're gonna go ahead and wait until we get an ECU for this thing and start tuning it, and then we should be able to adjust the intake cam a little bit, maybe 5 degrees of advanced timing, and then this thing will run mint. So let's go ahead and wrap it up for the day, I guess, and see what we can get into tomorrow. Okay guys, so that's about it for this video. This was a different video for other Miata stuff. We're actually prepping it now for OSW. So the harness bar is in, the covers on, which didn't really need to be on there for OSW. We put the cam gear on, which that kind of needs to be on there. We got the timing spring on there. That's really good. We needed that. And what else did we do? We did something else. We put the cam gear on. And yeah, we put those covers on the side and I cut those things up, but that's about it though. So just to wrap this up, if you guys liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff. I hope to see you guys in the next one with another banger of a video for more Miata content. Hopefully there's some 180 stuff in there too, but that's it. Later.